The first test drive for the U.S. men's basketball team at the Rio Olympics, and this baby is a Ferrari. 57-point win over Yi Jianlian in China.
What were they playing? At one of your Geo Prisms that you were driving back in the day?
I think you might be right, China. With a 1962 victory for Team USA, 25 for Kevin Durant, 17 for Boogie Cousins, 15 for Paul George. USA led by 29 at the half, again a 57-point win. NBA insider Mark Stein joins us now from Rio. You know, Mark, it's tough to really sink your teeth into a 57-point win. So let's just go big picture on this game and get it out of the way. What's the big takeaway from this win?
Well, it's the defense that they play, and it's probably going to be the big takeaway after every win, because that's quickly become this team's identity. Even within USA basketball circles, they talk about the fact that already this team has established itself as really the best defensive team they've ever had. They've got two great goalies in DeMarcus Cousins and DeAndre Jordan, and they just have length and athleticism everywhere else, all over the floor, to just cause havoc. And you have to feel sorry for China. They've had to deal with this now 3 times in the space of just over 2 weeks. They played the 2 exhibition games in California in late July. And I think China has to be thrilled that they don't have to see this team now for 3 years, not until they host the FIBA World Cup in 2019. I am sure they are quite sick of every time they turn a corner and there's just more length and athleticism waiting for them. And the United States can do that to everybody. I mean, they actually find defense fun, which, again, I think is going to be this team's signature and this team's identity.
Interesting. You know, we've seen a lot of China. We've seen a lot of Nigeria and Venezuela as well. Obviously, not the marquee teams in the world, but this is a different go-round in international play. I mean, USA is the major favorite in this tournament, unlike years past when they've only been the favorite. Is there any danger, Mark, of overconfidence setting in?
I'm sure that Mike Krzyzewski is going to be telling his players that and trying to keep them grounded. Just within the last 2 weeks, I've heard Coach K say he worries like any coach does. He told me the other day when they first got to Rio, I'm nervous. But he's probably a better diplomat even than he is a coach. He knows the right messaging to try to keep these guys from getting carried away. But the honest truth here, Kevin, is, and I'm a huge fan of international basketball. I love doing the Olympics or the World Cup and just following Team USA to these various points in the world. Unfortunately, I feel like the gap at the top, it's gotten wider. You know, you would have thought the Dream Team came in 1992 and the gap would steadily shrink. I think at the bottom, you know, the teams in that 8 to 12 range, certainly they're getting closer to the United States than they were when the Dream Teamers showed up in 92. But Spain, Argentina, the hosts Brazil, these teams have all aged significantly. And France, a lot of people came into this tournament thinking France has the most athleticism, the best starting 5 to counter the United States. They got crushed today in their opener by Australia, and they look like a mess, completely disjointed. So if France, one of the presumed top 2 challengers along with Spain, can look this bad in the opener, I just don't see anyone who is going to come close to really giving the United States a scare. Just don't see it.
Yeah, 2004, the loss to Argentina was stunning. It would be an utter miracle for the U.S. to lose in these games, but we shall see it play out over the next 2 weeks. Mark Stein joining us tonight on SportsCenter.